Welcome, dear friends, to a tale of unexpected twists and turns, where a doctor's quest for meaning leads him down a path he never imagined. Enjoy the story.
Dr. Adam Winters cursed softly under his breath as the first fat raindrops splattered against the windshield of his Jeep. He had been looking forward to this fishing trip for weeks, a much-needed escape from the relentless pressures of his life. Between the demands of his job and the tension at home, Adam had felt like a rubber band stretched to the breaking point. And now, even Mother Nature seemed determined to ruin his plans. "Just my luck," he muttered, pulling off the dirt road onto a clearing near the river. The ominous clouds overhead promised a downpour, but Adam was nothing if not stubborn. He'd driven 3 hours to get here, and he wasn't about to turn back now just because of a little rain. As he wrestled with the tent, flashes of his argument with Tiffany, his wife of 7 years, played in his mind. Another fishing trip? She had sneered, tapping her manicured nails on the granite countertop in rhythm with her impatience. "Shouldn't you be focusing on your career instead of playing outdoorsman? God knows we could use the extra money." Her words still stung. Tiffany had expensive tastes, and while Adam's salary as a surgeon at the local hospital was nothing to scoff at, it never seemed to be enough for her. But the issue wasn't about money. For Adam, medicine was a calling, not a way to climb the corporate ladder or line his pockets. He had gone into the field to make a difference in people's lives, not to pad his bank account. His boss, Dr. Greg Hartley, had a different view. Hartley, the hospital's chief of surgery, was all about prestige, reputation, and profit. He constantly pushed Adam to take on high-profile cases, the ones that paid the most and garnered the most attention. But Adam preferred the difficult, often pro bono surgeries, the ones that saved lives in ways that truly mattered. Thunder cracked overhead, jolting Adam back to the present. He finally managed to secure the tent, but it seemed a lost cause. The rain was now coming down in sheets, transforming the clearing into a muddy quagmire. Soaked to the bone, Adam ducked into the tent with a resigned sigh. His relaxing getaway had quickly turned into a soggy, miserable ordeal. Stripping off his wet clothes and changing into dry ones, Adam lay back on his sleeping bag, listening to the storm rage outside. His thoughts drifted once more to Tiffany and their increasingly strained relationship. She had grown distant, consumed by her pursuit of status and luxury, while he had retreated into his work and these solo trips to nature. Maybe she was right. Maybe he was wasting his time out here. But even as the thought crossed his mind, Adam knew it wasn't true. These moments of solitude, surrounded by the natural world, gave him clarity. They reminded him of why he had become a doctor in the first place: to help, to heal, and to escape the trappings of ambition that seemed to engulf everyone around him. Just as Adam began to drift into a fitful sleep, something pierced the steady rhythm of rain, something that didn't belong. It was faint at first, barely audible over the wind and rain, but unmistakable. A scream. Adam bolted upright, unzipping the tent and peering into the stormy night. "Hello?" he called out, but the only response was the pounding rain. Then he heard it again, a panicked cry, closer this time. Heart pounding, Adam grabbed a flashlight and stepped into the downpour. Squinting through the rain, he saw it, a small boat being tossed violently by the river's churning currents. And in the boat was a figure, struggling to stay afloat. Without thinking, Adam tore off his shoes and shirt, diving into the freezing water. The current was strong, threatening to sweep him downstream, but Adam was a strong swimmer. Years of early morning laps at the hospital's pool had prepared him for moments like this. As he got closer, he could make out more details. The figure was a young woman, and she was clearly terrified. Her wide eyes locked onto him as she desperately tried to stabilize the boat. And then Adam saw her belly. She was very, very pregnant. "Hold on!" Adam shouted, swimming closer. "I'm coming!" The woman's voice was barely audible over the roar of the river. "Help me, please," she cried, her voice trembling with fear. Adam reached the boat just as a large wave threatened to capsize it. He grabbed the side, using all his strength to keep the boat from flipping over. "It's okay," he said, trying to calm her. "I've got you. What's your name?" "Claire," the woman stammered, her teeth chattering from cold and fear. "Claire, I'm Adam. I'm a doctor. We're going to get you out of here." "Please," Claire gasped, clutching her belly as a wave of pain rippled through her. "The baby. It's coming." Adam's heart raced. He didn't need to be an obstetrician to recognize the signs. Claire was in labor, and it was happening fast. The situation had just become even more urgent. "All right, Claire," Adam said, forcing his voice to remain steady. "I need you to help me. When I say push, I need you to paddle with your hands, okay? We're going to guide the boat to shore." Claire nodded, tears mixing with the rain on her face. What followed was a grueling test of strength and will. Adam fought against the current, guiding the boat while Claire paddled weakly but persistently between contractions. After what felt like hours, but was likely only minutes, Adam's feet finally touched the muddy riverbed. With one final surge of energy, he pulled the boat onto the shore and helped Claire out, just as her legs gave way beneath her. "You did it," Adam panted, supporting her as they stumbled toward the tent. "You're safe now, but we need to get you warm." Inside the tent, Adam helped Claire onto his sleeping bag. She was soaked, shivering, and clearly in pain. "The baby. It's too soon," she whispered, her face contorted in agony. Adam's mind raced. He was a surgeon, not an obstetrician, but he had delivered babies before during his medical training. It would have to be enough. "Claire, listen to me," Adam said, his voice calm and firm. "I know you're scared, but I need you to focus. We're going to deliver this baby together." Claire nodded, her face pale but determined. Adam quickly assessed the situation. The baby was coming fast, and there was no time to get to a hospital. He coached Claire through the labor, keeping her calm as the storm raged outside. After a few intense moments, the baby's head appeared, and with one final push, Claire gave birth to a healthy baby boy. The sound of the newborn's first cries filled the tent, and Adam felt a swell of emotion unlike anything he had ever experienced. "It's a boy," he said, his voice thick with emotion. "You did it, Claire." Claire gazed down at her son, tears streaming down her face. "Thank you," she whispered. "Thank you so much." Adam cleaned the baby and wrapped him in his warmest fleece before placing him in Claire's arms. As he watched the new mother hold her son, a profound sense of purpose washed over him. This was why he had become a doctor, not for the money or the recognition, but for moments like this. Moments of pure, raw humanity. The storm outside had quieted, as if nature itself was acknowledging the new life that had just entered the world. In the stillness that followed, Claire began to share her story. She had run away from home after her father, an alcoholic, had flown into a rage about her pregnancy. The baby's father, Jake, had promised to stand by her, but when things got tough, he disappeared. Desperate and alone, Claire had tried to cross the river to her aunt's house, but the storm had caught her off guard. "You're not alone anymore," Adam said softly, his heart aching for the young woman who had been through so much. As they packed up the next morning, Adam couldn't shake the feeling that his life had irrevocably changed. He didn't know how or why, but he sensed that this encounter was only the beginning. Little did he know just how right he was.